Okay, SMX medical update time. We bring on the good doctor, Dr. Joe McGinley, who has been doing some more crazy physical activity of his own, but we'll get to that in a moment because we got to go back to the last time we had talked to you about crazy physical activity. You were going to the other side of the world to try to scale Everest. It's not quite that gnarly for the Kunin twins coming over from MXGP in Latvia, and they live in Belgium, France area in Europe. They got to California on Monday. They're going to ride a little bit out there, then make their way over to Colorado. I don't know. Is that enough time? First of all, for time zones to just not even be a factor at all. And let's get into the real thing, which is racing and elevation, which they haven't really done much of, not at this height, at least.
Well, they're going to be flying into elevation. They're going to feel it, that's for sure. It's not enough time to adapt and get used to the elevation. So as we talked about before, there are things that you can do ahead of time as well as while you're there and at the race to prepare. The biggest thing is going to be fluids and electrolytes. You need to almost double your fluid intake. You don't want to get dehydrated. Also, you can take oral anti-inflammatories, aspirin, ibuprofen. That can sometimes help prophylactically, especially with headaches and some of the discomfort. And then changing your eating habits. So carbs are a little bit better. They're easier to process, give you a little bit more energy. And then finally, preparing for that moto just a little bit earlier so you get warmed up. You're used to the elevation. You're used to what it's going to feel like out there.
The series is hosting an open practice on Friday because all the teams are always fighting to get into press day. So I think it was Mitch Payton, the pro circuit, that said, why don't you just let everybody ride? So they're going to have full practice on Friday, which they don't normally do. You can remind us what you always tell us is that sounds like, oh, great, they get a whole day to acclimate. But you often said that's actually worse.
Yeah, you either have to come early or show up late. The in-between is the challenging part. Riders that may not be used to riding at elevation, the one benefit is they'll feel what it's like. But as far as adapting to it, that's not going to be enough time. So yeah, you typically have to be at least a week ahead of time or day before the race. Those are the two time periods to minimize the effects of the elevation.
Are there specific things they could do to help offset the jet lag?
There is a formula, there is a plan. It's a little bit different for each rider. But again, the general rule of thumb is sleep, hydration, rest, and proper food, and making sure you warm up before you're getting out there. They should do just fine.
Hey, we could say you speak from experience when it comes to pushing your body to the limit. So I thought we might see you at Hangtown. You were in the Northern California area, but tell everybody what you were doing over the weekend.
I was close by. I was swimming from ALCATRAZ. So on Friday, I swam from ALCATRAZ as a practice swim. I actually had my personal best time. And then on Sunday, I competed in the Escape from ALCATRAZ, the formal triathlon. It's one of the toughest triathlons in the world. I had a blast. The water was perfect. I got a second swim from ALCATRAZ this weekend. It was number 10 for me overall. You know, everyone focuses on the swim, but the hard part's when you get out of that water and you still have that bike and run to go. But man, it was stunningly beautiful. I felt great. I had a wonderful time. It was great to be back in the waters again and getting my 10th swim from ALCATRAZ completed this past Sunday.
All right, little active recovery for you this week. Get well soon.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm actually wearing one of our wearable ultrasound devices right now, my muscles to relax them out. So yeah, practice what you preach.
All right, thanks for the info. We'll see you soon.